I'm wearing a sports bra and it's like suffocating me. I'm really sorry, I'm like gasping. What's up guys? Welcome back. So today is, as you can see in the title and as requested by you, what I recommend at the Sephora VIB sale, this spring 2020 sale, as well as what is on my wish list and what's in my cart right now. I only know that these sales come up because you guys tell me, so thank you. But I've been trying to like nail down what the dates are for when each tier of VIB gets access. I could have sworn I got an early access like VIB Rouge email at some point, and now I can't find it, so I might have dreamt that. Don't rely on my memory. Either way, I know that like everybody has access by the 17th of April. So I've got a nice list for you guys of things that I recommend, things that have really impressed me that I think it's a good opportunity to get a discount on them. A lot of them that I think are just like slightly overpriced, and so it might be a good time to seize on that if you've had your eye on it. But I will give you guys the same disclaimer that I always give for these kinds of videos, and that is, take a discount from Sephora with a grain of salt. 20% off at Sephora sounds amazing, but that's because Sephora never does any kind of discounts. Think about each of these individual brands. Some of them are not exclusive to Sephora, and a lot of times if you go on their individual website, you can usually get a 20% off discount anyway, any time of year. So don't be too dazzled by the 20% off or whatever percent off that you're getting with your VIB discount. Not necessarily, you know, unless it's like a Sephora exclusive and unless it's something that you really already had your eye on. So anyway, that is my disclaimer, but we have a lot of fun stuff to get into, so let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to talk about Kosas. Kosas is now vegan. They are very good at being responsive, at least to me, and I don't think that I'm special. And I asked them, I said, you know, in like Papaya 1972, which I just repurchased when they had a big sale on their website, like I said, keep in mind, some of these brands have their own websites that they do sales on. I got this baby for 20 bucks. And I did post that on my community tab thanks to the person who alerted me to it. So I really appreciate that. So you guys know I was really excited about this blush when I was just getting into Kosas. However, it used to contain carmine. Carmine is derived from crushed beetles, and it gave me little red dots all over my face. I'm not necessarily only a vegan beauty user. I have no problem with beeswax, for example, or like lanolin. But they have moved all their formulas over to a vegan formula, so there's no more carmine in this, so I did buy a new one that doesn't have that in it, and it also doesn't give me the little red dots. Other products that I do happen to love from Kosas are the tinted oil. I have it in shade 01, and then I also have their Revealer concealer that came out pretty recently that is just such a good match for this formula-wise. So if you've been having trouble matching a concealer to this formula, or if you're just kind of looking to try the whole line, 20% off on all that. It's pretty good. Also, one of you guys just alerted me to the fact that they put out a powder bronzer, and I already bought it, no discount. I'm just excited to review it for you. So that's a little sidebar, but Kosas is doing cool stuff. Okay, a really exciting launch that's actually happening on the 17th, coinciding with the beginning of the sale, is finally the new Fenty cream blushes. I haven't bought anything from Fenty in a really long time just because I feel like their colorways haven't always really appealed to me. They're really beautiful when you swatch them, but I'm like, I don't really need like a hot pink highlighter, you know? I don't feel like that's for me, but they are releasing an enormous spectrum of cream blushes, and I actually don't know how many of them I'm going to pick up. I haven't looked closely enough at the shade range to just kind of see what appeals to me, but I definitely want to pick up a few of those while they're on discount, and I do think that it's strategic for them to release them at the same time that the sale starts. I've definitely been like hotly anticipating it, so I'm gonna be like finger on the buzzer for the Fenty blushes. Okay, so one of the elephants in the room here that if you are watching my channel kind of lately, you probably are already thinking about this if it's something that excites you. So when I did my big skin tint roundup, this from Ilia, the Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40, is the one that gets the distinction of being like the cleanest when it comes to ingredients because it doesn't have any silicones in it, it also doesn't have any coconut in it, and it also has a mineral SPF of 40, and it's just really beautiful. However, it's $46. So if you multiply that by 20%, you're getting like more than $9 off of this. Again, this is just one of those products that I think is amazing and just slightly overpriced. probably around 15% overpriced. And so I think that this is a great opportunity to pick this up if you had your eye on it. I'm going to link the reviews for these individual products down below just so that you guys can see in detail how these products perform and like what my actual like full thoughts on them were. But yeah, the TLDR is this is a great time to pick this up if that's what you were thinking. And also I have it in the shade Tulum. Another thing that I just recently reviewed is the Drunk Elephant hair care line. The body care line I could kind of take or leave. I really like the lotion, but not so much the body wash. The deodorant is a delight, but the shampoo and conditioner are awesome. I think they're already really well priced at $25 a piece, but why not get a discount on them if you can, if you have had your eye on them to begin with. Okay, I say this kind of every time, but don't forget that Sephora also carries like high-end candles. I am such a candle person, especially as we're all staying home right now. I've used it as an excuse to buy a lot of loungewear, a lot of diaphanous dresses, and a lot of home fragrance. Now, I will say, their personal fragrance at Sephora, while lovely, it is probably the hardest area of their offering to find cruelty-free products. I don't know what it is. It's like most perfumes are owned by the big conglomerate brands that sell in mainland China and everything. I want to say like Fleur and a few others are like the only exceptions when it comes to personal fragrance. That's beside the point. The point is candles. So I am a huge Voluspa fan. Like Voluspa is probably my favorite. Yeah, I think that brand has the most scents that appeal to me. I have Baltic Amber in my bedroom. I have Milk Rose burning in my living room right now. It's so good. The lavender one, I'm like not as big of a fan of it, but I have a little tiny one. And then I love Moso Bamboo kind of in the winter time because it smells like Christmas trees. And they have a couple of new ones that I really want to try, but I've been waiting to get them like free shipping on discount. That's another thing to keep in mind. Even if a brand, a lot of times like RMS or somebody like that, talking with my hands, throws you a discount when you do sign up for your first order on their site or something, understand that they're still probably going to charge you shipping. So like take all that stuff into consideration, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes Sephora being free shipping and also being 20% off is worth it in the end. And that's the case for Voluspa candles. Even when Voluspa runs sales on their website, because I can't go buy them in person right now, obviously, they'll still charge you shipping most of the time. And so I've like never bought directly from their website for that reason, but they have 2 scents that are coming out. One is Santal Vanilla. I need to own it. It's important. Vanilla is very important to me and I need to know what Voluspa thinks about it. I want to know. And also they're coming out with a lime one. They both are already out, but like I'm just saying I'm going to get them soon. There's a lime one that I just am really excited about, you know? They're very sophisticated fragrances. They are rich without being like musky and overpowering or like cloying and overly sweet. I think they're well priced. They're all coconut wax blend, and so it burns clean, and their containers are recyclable. Their wicks are all cotton. I don't know, I mean, it's just like they just do all of it right, but there are still a lot of other brands. In fact, I made a list of the brands that are cruelty-free for you guys. This might not be exhaustive, but these are all the ones that I saw for sure. So, Nest, Overrose, Capri Blue, Fleur, and Pinrose are all confirmed cruelty-free at this moment. So I love the Capri Blue Volcano candle. It's all cult favorite. It's like when you walk into Anthropology, that's what it smells like. Fleur candles are really lovely. Fleur though, if you've never smelled any of their candles or body wash or perfumes or anything like that, I would definitely recommend ordering their little like trial bundle and like smelling them because they are polarizing. Like you either love them or you hate them. They smell like experiences. Like one of them smells like a walk in the woods, you know, one of them smells like walking into somebody's like old 70s apartment in Brooklyn. Like you're either going to feel like transported or like you never want to smell it again. So, you know, don't necessarily just like take a leap and order like a $50 candle from them. There's a good chance you won't like it. Okay, so as far as just expensive products that I think it's a really good time to get a discount on, all things Hourglass. I became an Hourglass convert around the end of last year, and we did a how clean is Hourglass, and I honestly don't even really care anymore because I just love their products so much, but these are some of the most clean ones that don't have any kind of fishy stuff in them, and then also I just happen to love them the most. So the Veil translucent setting powder, such just an amazing mainstay in my life, and you get so much for your money. And then I don't know if they are still doing this edit. I don't think that they are, but I have the Ghost edit, And the shades are Surreal Effect, Brilliant Nude, Lucid Glow, and Infinite Flush. I love all of them. It took me a while to kind of fall in love with the coral one, but now that it's like springy outside, this one's actually my favorite. So I think you can buy all of those colors individually if that appeals to you, and then they might already have like a new edit, but these are just so worth it. They're just such a beautiful formula. The more you put on, the more it blurs your pores, the more it makes you look flawless. It's wild stuff. And then I'm actually not sure, how clean the ingredients are on this, but the Hourglass concealer is great, and I use the shade Birch. They have a great shade range on this. Okay, this is a big one. The Bite Changemaker Foundation. I can't recommend this enough. I don't think this is overpriced to begin with. I'm just really, really, really impressed with this foundation. I use the shade L10, and then they do have two primers. They have the dry skin and the like oily combination skin one. I use the dry skin, and then I do actually really like the powder. So, I mean, you can go for the set if you want, but I definitely think that like this is the big kahuna of the collection. It's just such an amazing foundation that I can't compare to anything else because it is both moisturizing and also like satin, like satin skin finish. It doesn't go matte at all, but like it's not dewy, and it wears literally all day, especially if you combine it with their primer and their powder. I just find that it's super lightweight. It's a great match on my skin. It's truly buildable, but this is just like the opposite of this, The Ilia is like completely silicone free. It's just this blend of high performing like oils and skincare ingredients and things like that also happens to be like a dewy skin tint with SPF in it. Whereas this is like a performance clean beauty foundation, but it's super dimethicone-y. So just if you're, allergic to dimethicone or sensitive to it or something like that, keep that in mind. And also I did do, like I said, a pretty exhaustive comparison with a spreadsheet and everything of like the awareness ingredients that I thought you guys might care about in that best and worst skin tints video that I will have linked below. Another little tidbit that you guys have been asking me about, and I feel like I should just go ahead and say so. Sephora is not going to be carrying Cover FX anymore. That's why a lot of their stuff is either gone on the website or it's on deep discount. So if you are looking for a specific Cover FX product and they do still have it in stock, get the discount while you can. They're gonna be available at Ulta. They're gonna be available, on their own website going forward, but I'm pretty sure that Sephora is not going to be carrying them going forward after this round of inventory sells out. So while the getting is good, my favorite Cover FX products happen to be this concealer. This is the Power Play Concealer in N-Light 1, and then this has got to be like one of my favorite highlighters of all time. This is the Perfect Light Highlighting Powder in Moonlight, and it's just absolutely lovely. I'm not wearing it right now, I'm wearing the Ilia, but that's because I'm wearing like a full cream face right now. But yeah, those are the two that I would absolutely recommend picking up if you're in the market. And they might not even have them on site, so I'm sorry. I don't know what their actual current inventory is. Okay, this is one that's going to come with like a giant block of salt. So if you're swooning over devices, the 20% off is probably a good opportunity to pick those up. My personal choice for devices to invest in for your skin are the LightStim products. I personally really love the LightStim for acne. It is the less expensive of the two, but they do make one for wrinkles that I want to try at some point. But like if you're looking at the Dyson stuff, I'm pretty sure it's going to be on sale. I tried to look to see if it's going to be excluded from the promo, and I just don't know yet. But bear in mind that there are going to be products on there that like this is your only opportunity to get that discount. And then there are products like the LightStim that, that is sold on like Derm Store and Skin Store and Amazon and things like that. And a lot of times when one of those stores runs a discount, the other ones will price match against it because it's not a limited edition product or something like that. And so that 20% off discount, just weigh that against whether you're actually getting the best deal or whether you could wait and order it off Amazon. I will say it's a lifesaver. When I have breakouts and stuff like that, I use that thing all the time. It's just such like an effortless thing to do when I'm like reading at night or watching YouTube in bed or whatever. If you're looking at any of those like pretty overpriced skincare devices, now would be a good time at least to try it. Remember, you can always return things to Sephora. I'm not gonna say like abuse that policy, but like don't keep something just because you paid a lot of money for it kind of thing. So, if you wanna try the Dyson hair flatter and the Corral or something like that, now might be a time where that price makes more sense to you. I will leave that judgment up to you. I will not be buying the Dyson Corral. I would say Aether, but that's with like a big fat caveat. So one, I think Summer Solstice palette is on special for like $40 right now, which is awesome. Like definitely pick that up if you are in the market for it. And if it's still on sale when the actual sale starts, but that's still a really good price. However, you're gonna get the best deals on her stuff if you buy through her website, and her shipping is really fast usually. So yeah, things like the lip creams, those are only on Sephora, and I'm pretty sure they're sold out right now, but if they do restock with the sale, which I don't know if they're going to, I don't have that much visibility into the pipeline, but those kinds of products, there are things that are only sold at Sephora, but most of the time you're gonna get a better deal on her website. Okay, SuperGroup. So I actually have loved a lot of the stuff that SuperGroup has been coming out with lately in concept, but I am not a chemical sunscreen wearer. If you are a chemical sunscreen wearer, then the glow screen is super, super beautiful. I personally love the matte screen, the zinc screen, the under eye one, as well as the CC cream. This is one of my favorite foundations. This is just a really actually truly effective and long wearing foundation. Oddly, the deeper the shade that you go for, the more long wearing I feel like it is. Like the really pale shade is really dewy, and then I have it in light, which is gonna be like tanner than me, and it wears a little more matte because it has more mineral pigment to it, but also it has like a longer wear time and is like more water resistant, I feel like, or more sweat resistant. But yeah, just bear that in mind. I do feel like they do differ shade to shade in terms of like the performance and the finish of them, which is odd. I already think that SuperGroup is a good deal for the money. Like this is 1.6 fluid ounces, and it's about the same price as like you pay for most of the prestige products foundation wise that are like 1 ounce. So you're getting like, you know, 60% more product for your money. I think they do a great job. And yeah, like I said, there are products in their line that I don't totally love. Thinking about doing a like SuperGroup best and worst video just based on my experience. I think I've tried everything that they make. So let me know if that would be helpful for you guys, but definitely their mineral products. It's a good time to get a discount on that. Okay, on an expensive note, things that are slightly overpriced that I think are actually like truly, truly worth it. The Rowan eyeshadows. Oh my gosh. So I was talking to one of my other creator friends that had just bought the cool toned one, and I have the warm toned one, the 75-degree warm, and she was just like, you know, I've always wanted to be like that cool girl who can just like smudge on a cream eyeshadow and just like totally rock it. And she's like, and now I can. This is the first thing I've ever used where I was just like, whoa, that actually performed like I know what I'm doing. That's how I feel about the Rowan eyeshadows. They're just awesome. They're awesome, and they're teeny, teeny, tiny, and they look so precious and kind of annoyingly so. Do I have that in front of me somewhere? I'm really sorry I'm not like holding things up. I am in the middle of organizing things for a declutter, and so like stuff is literally more everywhere than it ever normally is. But the Rowan palette is super, super worth it. I personally love the warm one. Understand that the cool one is meant for, you know, cool eye looks if that's what you want to do, but they just came out with a new one. I think it's called 1111, and it's all in rosy blush tones, and I have to admit that I am tempted. I am tempted. I'm probably not going to buy it because I do love the one that I have so much, and I have plenty of rosy toned eyeshadows, but man, if you've been waiting for one right there in the middle between the cool and the warm to really pull the trigger, check out 1111. It's super, super beautiful, and that formula is awesome. I definitely think that if you're only going to wear it on top of creams, you probably want to put a powder down underneath it or something like that. This will crease if you have oily eyelids or something, so just put down like an eye primer or a little bit of powder first, and you can actually use a brush with it. It behaves kind of somewhere in between a cream and a powder, and it is super cooperative, like any way that you want to apply it, like with your fingers or with a brush. Just if you've had frustration with it, or if you've seen other creators have frustration with it, just understand that like it might not be completely ideal for oily eyelids, much like most cream eyeshadows. Okay, Patrick Ta. I don't know what he did with the brow that was supposed to be coming out. It was on Trend Mood and it was on the Sephora website, but not launched yet, and now it's poof, it's just gone, and it probably has something to do with the crisis. I'm not blaming anybody, but I was really, really excited to try that brow product. However, I've loved just about everything that I have tried from Patrick Ta. I love the lip liner. It's a fantastic little delivery system and the colors are really, really beautiful. He did a really good job of just releasing a bunch of like blushy nude colors. And it's a lot less expensive than Charlotte Tilbury because that's Charlotte Tilbury's shtick too. And so if you like that color palette, Patrick Ta. It's a lot less expensive and very, very high quality products. I also love his blushes and I actually really like his lipstick too. So yeah, gonna keep an eye on his brand to see what else comes out. I'm really hoping that brow product comes out soon, but they're already well priced. This is a good opportunity to like stock up. Also, this is interesting. So a lot of the Milk makeup products just went on Clean at Sephora, like they got the seal. It's usually like the big like balmy sticks and stuff like that. This isn't yet Clean at Sephora. I don't really know why. It has very, very good ingredients, but I love this product. This is the Cream Flex Foundation Stick in the shade It Doesn't Say for some reason. Why does it not say it? I don't know, but I will let you guys know when I list it down below. Love this. It's in metal packaging, which is awesome. I love that. And it is just a really, really lovely medium buildable to full coverage cream foundation that, because it's so solid at room temperature, actually wears a really long time. I think that it's just very, very beautiful. I don't love all their complexion products. I really don't like their liquid foundation or their liquid concealer, you know, to each their own, but I'm thinking about picking up their Flex highlighter because #influenced by Leanne at all times, and she always raves about it, and I'm sure that I would really like it. It's a very, very pretty kind of like champagne gold color, and you get a lot for your money. So if you have been looking at any of the Milk products, if it matters to you, they now mostly have the Clean at Sephora seal. You know, like, do we care? 51%, you know, kind of. But also, they all have really, really good ingredients, I feel like. Oh, and also the Hydro Grip Primer. Absolutely amazing primer. And they sell it in a mini, like a travel size if you just want to try it. Just like a trial size. I like that. I also, guys, this isn't on my list, but I bought this at the last VIB sale, the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. And it has become an absolutely like everyday mainstay for me. There are days where, gonna let you in on a little life hack here, I will just wear this. It works so beautifully as like an under eye concealer, even though it's not really a concealer, it just kind of reflects light. It does come in 2 shades, so you can get a deeper color corrector for deeper skin, but I will use this to just camouflage, you know, healing pimples and things like that, especially on my chest. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this. If you guys have breakouts on your chest or on your shoulders or anything like that and you don't want them to show, your concealer and your foundation almost never match your chest or your shoulders. It's always either a weird shade or a weird texture or both when you try and cover a pimple there, because it's just, you're not gonna put foundation, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't really work and it'll rub off on everything. Use a color corrector to cover zits on your chest, and really it doesn't like completely cover them, it just kind of camouflages them so that they don't just stick out red, you know, to the eye. And I have found that to be a lifesaver with my like newfound issue of body acne. It just really, really helps. It's like a good little confidence booster. So yeah, I have been using this nonstop and I really haven't made much of a dent in it. And I don't think it's a very expensive product. It's a really, really great color corrector. Like, I have the one from Charlotte Tilbury and I reach for this one instead every time. And last but not least, Bare Minerals. I always forget that they're at Sephora because I always shop them at Ulta, like in person, but they're very well priced for prestige products. You get a lot of bang for your buck, and I've fallen in love with 3 products in particular. I have the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Performance Wear Liquid Foundation. If you are like me, and in the summertime you get really, really pigmented, okay? And you just need a little extra coverage. This is such a beautiful long-wearing formula that is so adaptable in a lot of different weather situations. It's pretty darn good for warm weather and for humidity. I just find that it's got a lot of wear time and it comes in a ton of shades. I would love to try other things from Bare Minerals, but a lot of their foundations don't come in a shade that's light enough for me. I wear Fair 01 in the Bare Pro and I love it so much. It's just so beautiful, and it's like confidence in a little bottle, because if you are having like a breakout or a lot of pigmentation or something like that, you just spread this on and it just looks like better skin. It's super, super beautiful. And then the other thing that I love from them is their Bounce and Blur formula. So I have the Bounce and Blur eyeshadow palette over there. Hey buddy. Like I said, everything's spread out right now, but I have that one in the Dusk colorway and I love it so much. Don't be intimidated by how deep the shades look. They go on a lot sheerer and a lot more wearable than they look. And then I have Coral Cloud in their blush, and I love this so much. Oh my gosh, if you haven't touched this formula, it is just so wild. It is creamy and cool to the touch, and it goes on like a powder. You can apply it with your fingers, you can apply it with a sponge, you can apply it with a brush. It is an absolutely wild formula, and I can't recommend it enough. I really think that they are super, super worth the money already, but why not get them at a discount if you can? So this is kind of an opportunity, I guess, like in hindsight, for me to just kind of tell you all the things that I would repurchase when I ran out of them. You know, if it's my money and these were all like panned, this would be an opportunity at Sephora right now that I would seize on the 20% off to make sure that I, had a backup or something like that. I hope that that information is useful and valuable to you guys. If you have any additional questions, or if there's a product that you're like, Kackie, I thought this was your favorite and you like didn't mention it, let me know down below. There's a really good chance I'm forgetting something. I do really a lot of makeup, but again, my disclaimer still stands. Keep in mind that a lot, even like Bare Minerals or something like that, Kosas, Ilia, they're gonna run sales on their own sites, and they're also carried a lot of other places. Do a little bit of research. If you've had your eye on a handful of products, make sure that you are still getting the best deal through the Sephora sale, and keep in mind that you are most likely going to get free shipping. It always helps. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, guys, if this was helpful, do give it a thumbs up. If you do want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you did. Ring the notification bell. I upload as often as I possibly can, and I wouldn't want you to miss one, so make sure you get those notifications. Thank you guys so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. I love you so, so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.